Welcome to the 4th episode of the Advertising Archives. Today we're going to talk about Burger King and its Whopper.
Have it your way at BK. You know why I decided to do it?
I would love to.
So I was at a date party on Friday, and this guy that I hadn't talked to at my fraternity in a long time came up to me and said, "Hey man, when are you going to do Burger King on the podcast?" I was like, "You listen to the podcast?" He goes, "No, I don't listen to the podcast.
But I would.
But I've heard it, and I'll definitely listen to it and tune in if you do one on Burger King." Well, first off, we can go off of consumer brand engagement, how you engage with your audience. I think, obviously, we see Burger King, a lot of the fast food chains, they're obviously big on Instagram and Twitter especially.
Like Wendy's.
Not just like that they're active on Twitter, but that they'll like respond to their customers on there.
I love that. Makes me feel so famous.
Right? Does it?
Yeah. Like one time Walmart replied to me and I was like, alright.
Walmart replied to you?
Heck yeah. I used to make YouTube videos and Walmart, they like subscribed and then commented. They're like, I love the content. And it was because my video featured like a moment inside Walmart, which I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to film in Walmart, but they loved it.
You were before the time though. So
I guess so. I was pretty young.
That's cool.
I know. So back to Burger King.
And I also like it too when they kind of like, when they take shots at other companies to see what they're going to say.
Yeah.
Burger King does that a lot.
I don't know why, but it feels illegal.
It does. Well, I think what's cool is like when you take shots at other companies, like usually if you have like a really strong following, like especially like when it comes to fast food, like you were saying earlier, like you don't go to Burger King and you don't go to McDonald's, right?
Yeah, no.
like if you're going to get fast food, where do you go?
Chick-fil-A. Every time. McDonald's and Burger King like grosses me out. Like I feel like there's something sick about it. And I think it has to do with that one television series, or I don't even think it was a series, but it was that thing where one guy ate McDonald's for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes,
You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly
What's it called?
I don't know, but he
Super Size Me.
Super Size Me. Yeah.
And ever since then,
I know. I always want to try that.
Health
Not for that long, but I wanted to try it for like a little. You know what's actually crazy? We'll get back to the main point of what we were saying, but during COVID, I was the first one to get COVID out of all my friends. And I was the first one to get COVID out of anybody I knew. So when I first got into beta, I never would talk in our huge group chat that had like 170 people. I would never say anything. The first thing I ever said was, "Hey guys, I've been around the house a lot recently. This is like the very beginning of COVID." And I was like, "I have COVID."
Were you a freshman?
I was a sophomore. And I was like, "I have COVID." First thing I said to anybody. I hated sending that text. So my dad's friend, Michael Hennigan, went here, and he does a lot of like real estate here. And he had like a little apartment that he was trying to sell. No one was living in it. He's like, "Well, if you have COVID and you're trying to like quarantine away from your friends who don't have it yet, you can stay in that place for the 2 weeks or whatever." So I stayed in that place. I had McDonald's for lunch 9 days in a row.
Woof. When I had COVID, I was vegan and I only had spaghetti and spaghetti sauce for like, that was at the time where you had to quarantine for like 14 days. I couldn't go to the grocery store because I was like, I don't know, vigilant and like tried to follow all the rules. But yeah, literally spaghetti for like 2 weeks.
So what would you rather do?
Spaghetti and Pop-Tarts.
Spaghetti and Pop-Tarts or McDonald's for 9 straight days? You know, that you said Pop-Tarts, like that actually kind of like makes it a lot better. If I could do spaghetti and Pop-Tarts, I might do that over McDonald's for 9 straight days.
You sound like Elf. You know, like, I don't know, because he eats like sweets, and then there's that scene where he's eating spaghetti with syrup.
Ew. What I was saying about the responding on Twitter and stuff was when you said always Chick-fil-A, never McDonald's, never Burger King, I was trying to say that like when you think of fast food, whichever one you support, you almost have like a cult following to that chain, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's what's really cool when like Burger King takes a shot at McDonald's, because it's like we know we have a cult following, so like this intensity between the two brands, it's just going to make our customers go that much harder for us.
But at the same time, I feel like brands that can be like silly goofy, and like Wendy's is honestly like the sassiest brand. Like they say some like out of pocket things. You can't do that with brands that like are supposed to have, I don't know, some kind of respect behind it. Like you can't have like a real estate agency acting that
True.
way. With it being fast food, no one really gives a shit what they say.
No, seriously.
which they kind of monetize that power of being just fast food.
100%. And with going off of that but not really going off that, but when we were talking about like brand engagement and the touch points, obviously Instagram and Twitter are big for these fast food chains. But from what our research about Burger King was, a lot of their brand engagement was the mobile app.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember that happening like in real time.
Yeah. So you're talking about the Whopper detour.
Yes.
Right?
The Whopper detour. So basically what happened was when customers would like pull in 600 feet of a McDonald's, if you had the Burger King app downloaded, you would get this notification that, hey diners.
Hey, whatever, you have an opportunity to come get a Whopper for 1 cent. and then when you accepted, it would direct you away from the McDonald's to the nearest Burger King.
Yeah.
They used some like GPS and like it was called like geofencing.
Uh-huh.
It's like a geographical fence around McDonald's. Like once you get that close, it pulls you away. Which I just think is so funny.
Yeah, but also if I were at McDonald's and I got that notification and I was just like hankering for a burger, but then I was like, but then I'm gonna have to drive like 3 miles. I don't know. But then if it's 1 cent,
yeah,
then it covers my gas price.
That was like their branding and consumer engagement on the mobile app was something that for the 3 brands that we've done before wasn't really talked about. I guess it also makes sense. So we talk about the engagement, then when we're talking about like consumer brand relationship, like the relationship that you have with your brand. I think a lot of that comes in kind of like how they did their marketing tactics. I mean, there was one that I was talking to you about earlier, how all the posters, all the billboards that they did.
Yes. Oh my gosh, wait, can we get like a picture of that?
Every time they'd have a billboard or something like that, not Big Mac, Burger King and BBH, they would like actually film each photograph, each advertisement they were making before they put it out. So in 2019, at the end of the year, they showed all the film that they had of, okay, there's actually a Big Mac behind this Whopper. You just have no idea because Whoppers are bigger. Well, I feel
it feels like you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Right? We always learned about SWOT analysis, which was your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. That's probably like one of the biggest opportunities I thought of is we're direct competitors with McDonald's. So I think still is like the I guess you'd want to say the most successful fast food chain. I think they might have the most sales or something like that.
They definitely have the most like locations.
No, they actually don't. Or maybe
it does.
Maybe they
That's
do.
not true.
I think
Google. What? Oh. In bold letters, like at the top of Google, it says Subway, and I was so shook.
Subway.
It said there was a time when Subway boasted having over 44,000 locations across the globe, which bested even McDonald's at the time, which usually operates a bit less than 40,000 locations. As of 2022, McDonald's has more locations than Subway globally.
What's bigger, a Whopper or a Big Mac? Like they're probably always wondering, like, who knows what's bigger? You know?
You probably are.
Okay, this is another thing that I thought was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
For a consumer brand relationship, building that relationship between the brand and the consumer. On April Fool's Day, Burger King showed brands can use #AprilFools for more than dodgy hoaxes and launched the Impossible Whopper. So Impossible Burgers is like this own like company or whatever, and they make 100% vegan burgers.
Oh, I'm familiar.
You're familiar? You know what it is?
Yeah, I was vegan for a minute. Minute. And whenever they came out with that, I was like, finally, a fast food restaurant.
So you know what this is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There were no, like, fast food places that I could go to. Like, if I wanted to get something on the go, I would have to get, like, a vegetable sandwich at Subway, which was pretty fire. It was pretty good, but it was, like, not filling. And anywhere I would go, I would have to just get French fries. I remember one time I went to the casino for like a day and we spent the night there. I literally couldn't eat for like 36 hours. I know.
Because there was just nothing there you could eat?
There was nothing there.
Oh, man.
I was living off of alcohol.
So
I'm not kidding. And coffee.
Burger King on April Fool's Day is releasing the Impossible Whopper. Because what they did was they released the Impossible Whopper on April Fool's Day because it's like, okay, are we really releasing a vegan burger? Or is this just an April Fool's hoax? An April Fool's
favorite kind of comedy when people say things wrong. Hoax.
So, an April Fool's hoax. And so the article was saying that they did this because it allowed them to take this Impossible Whopper and talk about it for way longer than you would. Like if we were just like drop in the middle of March, oh, they're having this Impossible Whopper, whatever. But now that you drop on April Fool's, it gained traction and allowed them to talk about the Impossible Whopper and get more engagement for a longer amount of time because people didn't know if it was real or not.
Was it real?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was real.
I never got one because I was nervous that it wasn't actually going to be Impossible Meat because it was so unbelievable that a fast food restaurant would offer that.
So according to Suzy.com, consumers are more likely to learn about healthy food trends from social media than from traditional marketing. As people become more health conscious and concerns about global climate change rise, companies are looking for sustainable options that won't lose their customer base. On social media, BK used the tagline, 100% Whopper, 0% beef. So to convince original Whopper fans to try something new and open the discussion with health-conscious and vegetarian consumers who may not otherwise visit the restaurant. So it says, surprise. Burger King focused its digital strategy for this launch around the idea that a plant-based burger can taste like beef. By launching on April 1st and posting testimonials from customers who couldn't tell the difference, Burger King was able to pivot from its traditional Whopper to an option that satisfies existing fans while also attracting new customers.
I think Burger King seriously is. Sometimes I think about it like before I go to sleep at night.
Should I go back vegan because of the Impossible Whopper?
I'm like, because now it's like readily available. So it does, from my perspective, my insight, it does introduce new customers in an area where no one else is trying to like provide that for consumers.
Mm-hmm. The next thing was that we usually like touching on is building trust.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you have a relationship with your consumer, but how do you keep that relationship going through brand trust and brand loyalty? And I think the two ways that they really hit home on this was they did the moldy Whopper.
I like that.
Right? Apparently there was like this rumor that went out, I'm sure everyone's probably heard of this, that like McDonald's supposedly uses preservatives in their meat because if you leave McDonald's sandwiches out, like all food, it should mold. McDonald's doesn't mold. So Burger King was like, hey, we're jumping on this. We're going to show that we care about our consumers, that we use real beef. We don't use preservatives. But by showing this, we're going to make a commercial where they do a time lapse of a Whopper, and we're going to watch how over time you leave it out, it starts to mold. And they show this commercial where this big Whopper, this big Whopper starts growing mold on it. And I think the end of the video says like, we promise that we use no preservatives, all real beef or whatever. So,
yeah, I don't think there's any other scenario other than in fast food that you would use moldy food to promote your...
Exactly. The biggest competitor that Burger King has is McDonald's. And while obviously Burger King is in their own lane and they do their own thing, one big thing they always do is they're always poking at McDonald's. They're always making them look bad. When you're trying to think outside the box to create a good integrated campaign, like it's not just about who you stand for based off your customers or how you want people to see yourself, but like you have competitors, you're obviously trying to do better than your competitors. You can take light little jabs at them, like you might as well. So that was one way they built trust was with the Moldy Whopper. But they also started these foundations. They did, it was called like the Macklemore Foundation because I think one of the guys' name that started was Macklemore. What is that, Burger King Scholars?
Through the Burger King Scholars Program, we awarded nearly $55 million to over 45,000 deserving students across North America. Our goal is to gain one scholarship for every BK restaurant in North America. That's more than $7 million each year.
So yeah, so that was one of the foundations they did, Burger King Scholars. That was cool to like really build trust, you know?
They're
They're
that.
really the Burger
I guess
King.
That's their Ronald McDonald Foundation.
Yeah, so McDonald's does something like that.
Yeah, for like St. Jude.
You know how Wendy's has the 4 for $4?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's called competing with rivals. So Burger King competes with its rivals on Twitter, like we were talking about earlier. For instance, Wendy's promoted a post offering 4 for $4. Burger King offered a better deal, and it referenced its rival, 5 for $4, because 5 is better than 4.
What do you get from Burger King?
No, I don't like. This might have been like just like a quick little like 1 day or 1 week thing. It was just literally, if Wendy's is doing a 4 for $4, we're just gonna do a 5 for $4, just because 5 things for $4 is better than 4 things for $4. Nothing else. Just to say, F you. Burger King collaborated with Netflix he came up with the idea of serving an upside down burger in a custom themed Stranger Things box,
Oh,
which is cool because of like
so
the
cool.
upside down world. I didn't even get that when I read this the first time, but yeah, now I do.
That's so cool. So they literally just gave people their burgers upside down. Hopefully not their fries, because that pisses me off.
That's super annoying. That's the worst. Although whenever you get that last fry at the bottom of the bag,
When you finish what's in your little fry cup,
yeah,
you're like, dang, I really wish I had another fry. And you look and you're like, ah.
yeah, and that one's always hits. Unless you get like the little roach crusty one, and it's like. Okay, so this was an idea that I had, and we're just gonna go spitball it off the top here, just like a speed segment. So I thought I found some pretty cool.
Are we gonna do it today?
I mean, we can, and if we don't like it, then we can just cut it out because the facts aren't that important. So these were what the different names of different Whoppers were, and I'm gonna try to name off all the different names of the Whoppers that came out in which years in 10 seconds.
Are you gonna read it?
Yeah, but I'm gonna read it super fast.
Speed round. What segment is this?
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. I don't know what do you want to call it right now.
What was?
Oh yeah, it's the Burger King. So that's a cool fact that we'll get off before the timer. So 1955 is when Burger King was founded, but they were called Insta Burger King because they had an instant burger broiler that like made burgers really fast. So they were called Insta Burger King. And then 1955, or I might have messed up the dates, I don't know. They changed it to just Burger King. And then 1957 is when they introduced the Whopper.
Okay, so if we do this segment more often or in another episode, we can just put Insta in front of it because we're spitting it off really fast, just
Okay,
like Burger King. And what a cute origin story for this segment.
Okay, you need to hold this.
Okay.
Keep me accountable for 10 seconds. So I'm just going to go, so this is going to be the dates and then the name each one was introduced. I'm not going to list all the cool things that made each one one. And I'm going to start off with a fact that I got to get in there that Australia calls their franchise of Burger King Hungry Jack. All right.
Ready?
Put that at me so I can see. All right, you ready? Set, go. 1991 Bacon Whopper, 1996 Western Whopper, 1998 Fiesta Whopper, 2001 Extreme Bacon and Cheese Whopper, Whopper Sandwich Platter, 2004 King Kong Whopper, 2005 Texas Double Whopper, 2006 Ultimate Double Whopper, 2007 Angry Whopper, 2009 California. Dang, there was 4 other ones I was trying to get to.
So we're about to do some Burger King trivia. Who's ready? Adam?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, first question. What year was Burger King founded?
Was it 1953? 55? 54. It was 54.
It was 53.
Oh, dang, okay. 1953. Okay.
Okay, also they give you suggestions. So what was the original name of Burger King?
Insta Burger King.
Yeah, don't even need to read it.
But
Yeah. What country was the first Burger King opened outside the U.S.?
Australia. Wait, that's not a country. That's a continent. So
Canada, Germany, Puerto Rico, Mexico.
Ooh, well, none of that's in Australia. So, Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Let's go.
Burger King has offered breakfast since 1997? True or false?
True.
True.
Let's go. Come on.
Wow, you're 4 for 4.
All right. Go. Oh! Yes, 4, 4, 5, 4. All right, go.
Okay, Burger King once offered table service. True or false?
Table service?
Yeah, like in a regular restaurant, where you're a waiter.
Yeah. True.
Yes. In the past, Burger King has offered mini burgers. What were these burgers called? BK Burger Shots, Burger Bundles, Burger Buddies. BK never offered sliders. Or E, all the above.
They never offered sliders.
All the above. They launched as Burger Buddies in the Middle East.
I should have known. The Middle East?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'm not too pissed with that.
What were Satis fries? A, crinkle cut fries that had higher satisfaction rate according to market research, or B, a healthier French fry that had 40% less fat and 30% fewer calories?
I feel like the answer is B, but I really want to go. I was gonna say I'm gonna go with A, but and I know you just said and, but I was just gonna say crinkle cut fries make me happy. I'm going with A. That was really what I was gonna say.
It was B.
Well, what you just said no.
Because I was trying to stop you from changing your answer.
Oh, so it was B. It was the healthy one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid. Okay, keep going.
3 more questions.
All right.
We'll stop at 10.
Oh, we're only doing 10. Okay.
Yeah. Number 8. Burger King offered hot dogs and had Snoop Dogg and Spanish singer Charros to promote it in its commercials. True or false?
I don't remember this. I'm gonna say true though.
Yes! Snoop Dogg's everywhere.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. The Whopperito was introduced in 2016 to compete with the other Tex-Mex chains. The only difference between a Whopper and the Whopperito is A, it's wrapped in a tortilla without ketchup, mayonnaise, or mustard, but has queso sauce. B, it's wrapped in a tortilla without ketchup and mustard, but has queso sauce and mayonnaise. Or C, it is wrapped in a tortilla with ketchup, mayonnaise, or mustard, but it has queso sauce.
C. Was it B? Tell me it had the one with mayonnaise. Oh, it has A.
It is wrapped in a tortilla without ketchup, mayonnaise, or mustard, but it has queso sauce.
Okay.
Number 10. Burger King once offered a pizza burger. The burger had how many calories in it? A, 1,500. B, 2,000. C, 2,500. D, 3,000 for the pizza burger.
1,500.
No.
3,000.
No.
2,500.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, they had to discontinue that for sure. Whoa. Okay.
All right. So
Supersize who?
How did I do?
Oh, I didn't keep up. I'll put a score on the screen.
Dang.
Okay. All right,
That was
everyone,
awesome.
round of applause for Adam.
Yeah. All right. That was tough.
I don't think anyone could do better.
Probably not. So
That's the spirit.
another really cool marketing strategy they had was called the defriend strategy.
What?
And Facebook made them stop it. They made them stop it because 234,000 people ended up defriending each other because of this Burger King thing. So Burger King said they were trying to put some value on how much is a Whopper actually worth outside of how much it actually costs.
Oh.
And Burger King said 10 Facebook friends. So then they said if you defriend 10 Facebook friends, you will get a free Whopper.
What?
And 234,000 people defriended 10 friends. And then Facebook was like, this has to stop. Yeah.
They put their foot down. That's wild. Why would they do that? I feel like that's really...
I don't know. It's kind of cool, though. It says, how many friends is it worth losing to get a Whopper? That's what they said. How many friends is it worth losing?
That's dark.
One promotion by Burger King in 2009 put the value at 10 Facebook friendships. It was called the Whopper Sacrifice. The burger chain's Facebook application gave users a coupon for a free burger if they deleted 10 Facebook friends. However, Burger King deleted the application after Facebook requested changes. Ultimately, 234,000 people were defriended. Also, we've got the Burger King, some other facts, I guess, that could have gone the speed round, but it didn't. Burger King has put their little hippity-hop jingle that they have, triple, they've put that on Spotify. So now you can, if you like it so much and can't get it out of your head, you can go and listen to it in your car. And then the memes, too.
I don't think I've seen a single Whopper meme.
Seriously? Okay, well, then here we go. The Burger King Whopper jingle is going viral because sports fans can't escape it. So some of the memes they had was like, they would show like a picture of like two football players like talking to each other at the end of the game. And they always talk to each other, they get really close so the media can't hear what they're saying.
I love bad lip reading.
Yeah, well, it's not bad lip reading, but like, see this picture right here? So that's like Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers like talking to each other at the end of the game. And they always do that when players talk to each other because like the media is going to pick up on something and misconstrue what they're saying, so they just get real close. Like, okay, probably just saying like good game or whatever. So this says, what do you think it's Joe Burrow. What do you think Josh Allen said to Joe Burrow here? And then somebody goes, Whopper, Whopper. And he's not saying Whopper, Whopper. And then you got Rihanna descends from the sky, lands on the Super Bowl halftime stage, grabs the mic, looks in the camera. Whopper, Whopper, Whopper. That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And so if y'all don't know, we filmed these in advance. So today is Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
But by the time you see this, we'll know who won the Super Bowl in 2023. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. Okay, so I can basically speak the future. I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to beat the Eagles. I really think the Eagles might win, but I just don't like the Eagles. So I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to beat the Eagles 27-21. And when you watch this and you see it's 27-21, you're like, holy cow. It's really scripted. It really is. That's another meme that you won't get. It's really scripted. The NFL is scripted. I got the inside deets to the script. Okay, so this was like another thing so the last thing I touch on was when we did the Find Your Beach, Corona made it very obvious that they said that it was their customers that drove them down the path. They did everything for the customers, and nothing is going to work unless the customers gravitate towards it. So Burger King said, advertising at its best. This was, I think this was the CEO of the advertising agency OKRP, which was the advertising agency that the You Rule campaign did with Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
Advertising at its best is most relevant to people when you celebrate them first, not the brand. And that's what we love about You Rule. It invites people in with an approach that recognizes their world, not just what sells them stuff. Obviously, like we're now doing enough episodes where like not only are we kind of mapping out this blueprint for successful campaigns, but campaigns that might not even be in the same realm of whatever they make is they say the same things. They have the same insights.
Oh, they changed the slogan from they changed it to You Rule from Have It Your Way.
Mm-hmm. Have your way to your rule. And then I thought...
But they still include it in the Whopper theme song because, like, Have It Your Way is, I guess, timeless and everyone considers that, like, OG Burger King.
100%. How do we end an episode?
Oh, yeah. I'll say this. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Advertising Archives podcast, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
Shit! Peace.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All is well.
Cut.